All right, everybody, welcome to episode 4. Episode 4. Episode 24. We don't do do-overs. Episode 24, Pardon the Dashboard.
Do-over.
Nope. With me today, I have IXI Sweat, who's looking very zombie-ish, also known as Ben. How you doing, man?
Fantastic.
I have ErnestLe.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up, man? Glad to be back, bro.
And I have SteveSchwindt, otherwise known as SteveSchwindt.
Hello, friends.
Now, normally we do an intro for everybody that's new. So Ernie has already been here before. So Steve, tell me a little bit about your channel.
I make videos.
Awesome. I think we're done.
That's a good start.
No, I don't know. I make Call of Duty videos. I snipe primarily with that snipper rifle, and you ain't Steve, baby. Get on my level. OMG. QQ more. And I think that's all I got.
We were, in case nobody knows at this point, which you all should considering the ridiculous amount of tweets that we're putting out, we all stayed in the same apartment this weekend for PAX. And I don't think I ever asked you, Steve, like what the staple of your channel was, like what got you into it.
Like why I started?
Yeah.
For the girls, right, Holly?
Obviously, yes.
The money. The YouTube money.
For that YouTube money.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, it was just sort of like early on. Started doing it like a little bit after I started law school, and it was just I started watching Hutch videos, and this was like before Modern Warfare 2 was about to come out, and then I really liked the whole montage idea, and I just kind of thought making montages was really cool with like the whole kind of artistic standpoint about it, and then so I just started out doing that, and over time kind of evolved into other things like commentaries, and just got more serious with it. So that's what I do now, is I do a little bit of everything.
And you have a law degree at this point.
Yeah.
So that means you're smart. You should know better than to do this for a living, right?
You'd be surprised at who graduates law school, actually.
So we're saying that you're not
Pretty
smarter
sure.
that you are.
No comment.
All right, guys. So, like I said, we all went to PAX Prime in Seattle, and I think we all had a good time. Did you all have a good time at PAX?
I did.
It
I had a
was
great
okay.
time.
It was okay.
We're gonna have to
More gay bars next time.
We'll get into this a little bit more.
yeah. I think that's on day 2. But guys, okay, so day 1 was crazy. I did a lot of people watching for the first 2 hours before it started because you guys were princesses, so you didn't like to get up at the same time as me. Man, there was a ridiculous amount of people there.
Bro, why'd you wake
Dude,
up
I'm
at
pretty
like
sure
4
you
a.m. every
average
day?
like 3 hours of sleep.
Well, that's only because
On a
Merrill
good
decided
day.
to wake up at 4:45, 5:45 every morning, and then take pictures of people sleeping on the floor and post them all over Twitter.
I think we have
pretty
different
sure
opinions.
that the first night when I woke up to go to the bathroom, like you were on your way out and not like on your way to falling asleep. Like, the other guys were going to bed and you were on your way out. You're like, oh shit,
Well,
I
Thursday
fell
night, we
asleep for
didn't-
30 minutes.
I'm gonna go find breakfast. I'm gonna go find breakfast by myself.
Well, yeah, man, because y'all, where'd y'all eat on Friday morning? Fucking IHOP, right?
What's wrong with
Yeah,
that?
you're right.
I don't know. I just didn't travel all the way to Seattle to eat there.
But we had a local IHOP.
Oh, that's true.
It doesn't help our case, but
Had a much better flavor to it, didn't it?
yeah, real fabulous.
I'm pretty sure that IHOP is built the exact same way as the IHOP that I went to for years in Eugene for college.
Dude, don't give him that.
I'm just gonna say right now, Steve, you sound exactly like your photo right now.
Dude, I don't know what you and Slitherman are talking about. Like my photo is normal, bro. Like what? I don't.
He's
I mean,
trying
what
to
are
make fun
you?
of me.
What are you getting at?
That's
Let's
funny.
go. Okay, day 1. We
Okay, yes. Day 1. What was the highlight, guys?
Counter
Maybe
Strike.
day 0.
No, we didn't. No, day 0 doesn't count because I didn't see you guys the whole time.
Yeah,
I saw Steve come out with
that's
some
not even an
glossy
argument.
eyes.
Day 0 is the drug deal that went on Jake's phone.
Day 0
Definitely the highlight.
definitely counted.
How did day 0 count?
Well, me and Ernie went out and had a great time. I don't know where you guys were.
We were
Running
chasing
around
y'all
for
up and
sets
down
of
hills.
keys and stuff. I don't even know.
We were chasing her around the whole freaking time, man. Okay, so guys, listen. This is what would happen. Ernie would give us a text on where he was. The street would not be spelled correctly, and the crossing street would be, and the text coming after that.
I was not drunk.
I'm
Okay.
telling you. And then 15 minutes later, by the time we got to that point, it changed. I seriously think Ernie was fucking with us the whole time.
Dude, the last direction was pretty good. The set or 4th and Seneca. But I forgot to tell you it was a hotel bar.
A hotel
This would
bar.
have helped.
So me and Sweat finally gave up on it, and we just went to a bar. And you guys were supposed to meet up, and then we found out that you passed out.
Yes.
So day 0 doesn't count.
And I call Ernie, and I'm actually talking to him, and this is Ryan, where are we? Where are we? Yo, Ryan, where are we?
I think everybody listening to this is
Sounds
completely,
about right.
completely
Right.
out of the joke here. So let's bring this back into PAX. What was y'all's highlight of day 1 at PAX?
Waiting in
Game-wise?
line. Waiting
Yeah.
in line. That was
Waiting in line.
my favorite. I just really I loved standing in line for Battlefield 3 for like 4 hours to play PS3 co-op.
Yeah, that was
And
fun.
and the best part of that was getting shot through walls because it was a shitty alpha trial. Just that was my favorite part.
So that's your opinion of Battlefield 3 right now?
No, I like the multiplayer, but I didn't realize that it was just PS3 and just co-op until the time we had waited in line for literally like 3 hours or however long it was, like 2 hours, something like that. And then that was a little disappointing. So
Yeah, they had that thing wrapped up tight, dude. Like usually it's like some of the other booths you could see in somehow to kind of get an idea what the gameplay was. But they
no,
didn't
man,
do
once
that.
you're in,
Prevent
you're
filming.
there for good. They got you. That's their strat.
They want to keep you on their line and not go anywhere else, right?
And I'm pretty positive that the reason why they don't want you taking pictures is so you can't go show anybody else how it actually is, because they want you to wait in line. Oh fuck, man, I can't believe I just waited in line for that long.
I did get that feeling after I was done with that. I don't know. I kind of liked some aspects of it, but yeah, I mean, I'm not big into the whole co-op aspect of the game, so I felt like I got cheated. I did get some dog tags. I mean, I guess that's kind of cool.
Oh, y'all came
jelly.
out pretty impressed
Bad
with
jelly.
the A40s too.
So what did you think
Those-
of?
Phones.
I'm actually happier that I got to sample Astro A40s than I am for actually playing Battlefield 3
Thank
because
you.
now I know how bad my Razer headset is.
I'm glad I'm not the only person who thought that. Like I actually placed all of that on Battlefield 3 thinking they just made their sound effects that much better. But those headsets were just they blew me away, dude. That's exactly right. I think I stood in line to test out those headsets more so than see if I like co-op or not.
Steve, I think you're hurting your chances of that Razer free stuff.
Yeah, that
that
was
content.
kind of blown that one day.
Dude,
That
you were
was
pissed.
I wasn't pissed, dude. My mind was blown. I never had like a more awkward conversation in my life.
I'm missing out here. What happened?
So, have you seen my setup video?
Not. No.
Okay, well, basically, all of my equipment and stuff is pretty much Razer. Like anything that Razer makes, other than that like $2,800 quote unquote gaming laptop, is Razer that I have. And so, this girl who's like a PR rep for Razer ended up watching it, and then she like sent me a message or something, was like nice Razer gear or something, and I was like thanks sponsorship cop, right? And she's like a DM or whatever, and then I checked my DM, she's like, yeah, I'll hook you up with some Razer gear for your channel or something. And then it basically came down to like, oh, well, you gonna be at PAX? I was like, or she said she was, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna be there too. She's like, well, stop by the Razer booth. And so I did, and I was thinking, oh, hey, we'll talk business or whatever, and maybe I'll get some free gear there. Well, we didn't really talk. It's hard to explain, but picture a girl who doesn't know how to hold a conversation, and then picture it being the most awkward moment of your life, and that's kind of an accurate depiction of what happened right there.
I kind of felt that situation with every other commentator that I met. Like, let's stare at you, stare at him, stare at me. Oh my God, look, there's scene enters.
It was really.
Was it like that? Was it just like y'all just didn't? She just didn't know what to tell you.
It was like that. We were all just sitting there, like waiting for her to say the next thing. Like, yes, this is what we need to do to get you set up, or what exactly are you doing here, or anything like that. And she just was just like smile and nod, like just like the penguins on whatever movie that is. Just smile and wait, boys. Just smile. That's what she did.
Smile and wait.
Yeah, sweat was there, but like I don't. It's like a blur in my mind. I think my memory's trying to block it out because it was bad.
She's like, you can enter the contest and get the free glowing amulets or something like that or whatever. And Steve's
those
just like,
amulets were bullshit.
The worst swag ever.
Steve's
seriously.
like, can we just have the free glowy amulets? And she's like, yeah. Okay.
She was like,
why didn't you go to the AMD booth and do that?
She couldn't even explain this piece of shit swag that they were giving out. It was like this necklace that like lit up because it was all like see-through, only it doesn't even light up because it's bullshit. And she's like, oh yeah, you can enter this contest. Only it was like more over the span of 5 minutes because that's how awkwardly she would talk. And she's like, oh, lights up and stuff. And I was like, you're not really selling me on this amulet thing. And she's like, oh no, it's cool. You can do this contest. Yeah. Okay. And I was like, why don't you just give it to us? And she's like, oh, okay. And she just went over and grabbed some, and it was really weird. And then at that point, I think it was just good for us to all walk away and not wear those amulets.
Yeah. So Razor's out of the picture at this point.
I'm thinking, yeah.
Go ahead and let him know. Be like,
So she likes you.
What?
Sounds like she likes you.
Maybe that was it. Maybe you were just so overwhelmingly gorgeous to her that she just couldn't talk to you.
She did have that like little glint eye.
You know, I would like to think that was the case, but I'm just gonna say that it wasn't.
Real quick,
right,
say that wait. Day one, Counter-Strike. That's the day we played Counter-Strike, right?
Yes.
I went 1-6 on Counter-Strike. Like, was freaking god awful, and that's like the most fun I had as far as playing any game. In fact,
I dunked on everybody.
I didn't play Counter-Strike because I got out of line and was like, forget this, I'm done standing.
Well, Ernie had talked us out of it, or talked you out of it. It's like, oh, this sucks.
Well, I cut, so
it was pretty voluntary to be to be honest.
So Ben, what'd you think of Counter-Strike, man?
The controls are really clunky, and I never even played any of the first ones, and I don't know.
Wow.
I just, for whatever reason, I just had a blast playing it.
So you could tell that it was clunky, and you haven't even played the other ones.
Right. Yes.
Was that your experience also, Ernie?
Well, I mean, I've played Counter-Strike, and that one just looked like not like a improved graphics, but kind of like a reskinned Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
But the controls are really like not fluid. Like I don't think it'll last on console.
I didn't play it. Were they demoing it on console?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on Xbox
Live.
And see, I think that's why. I know they're doing the whole cross-platform thing, but Counter-Strike is a PC game.
Yeah.
And it just is. Like, I don't think, like, all of the fan base is PC based. So yeah. I'm not sure why they put that effort into the console. I think some confused people are going to buy it, and that's why they needed to make it cross-platform in order for it to survive. But they're still going to get shit on.
Were like, they had like zoom, like Halo does on the right joystick, but then they had like crouch walk on left trigger and just like buttons you aren't used to.
Yeah,
I heard you could program every button though, like fully customizable, but I don't know.
Well, I'm glad they picked up on that.
Too.
Okay, so did we have any other highlights from day one?
Ernie got last place in a Battlefield 3 tournament.
God, don't talk about that. It was crap. First game, I did pretty good. Second game, definitely hiccuped. Third game, spawn trap 4 times in a row. guy RPG'd me, like RPG'd my guy in front of me. It killed me, and he wasn't aiming for me. Like I went like 2 and 10 to be honest.
It was pretty bullshit, to be honest. It was essentially the alpha trial, and I Ernie played that a little bit. I played it a lot. Like I got like a late invite. I probably had it for about a week, and I think I played it almost every day, like for a good amount each day. Like I played it a lot, and I got like mid place, like kind of in the middle area on the team, and it was just they made a team deathmatch game type apparently the night before, and that game is just not a TDM
No.
game.
Oh, this is
And
what the guy said. So
oh
they were
yeah,
doing top 4 points, right? So me and Steve were like, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna exploit,
yeah,
ammo packs,
we're
med
gonna cheese the
packs.
shit out of this.
Yeah, and the guy's like, oh yeah, but you can't be the defib class, and like the defib's like the medic assault guy,
Yeah.
like essential. So he was like, because this is a new build, new beta build, early beta build, and if you choose the defib class, the client will crash. And me and Steve just look at each
50% of
other
the
like,
time, it'll crash. There's a 50% chance that you'll get kicked from the server, and if you do, then that's tough.
we were
And
just
me and
looking at
Ernie
each
are
other like,
like,
that doesn't
yeah.
happen. that's that's like
So
the
they just
worst
didn't.
thing you could say
They
and
didn't want
lie
people
about.
boosting.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
I think
it's clearly the easiest way to get points. I think it was.
yeah.
Yeah. So it was all points based. It wasn't necessarily on kills. It was on the amount of points that you got for your team, but it was a team deathmatch. Yeah. See, I
Well,
think that's a
the thing
horrible.
that made it the worst was the spawns. Like in the beginning of the game, I spawned in this building upstairs, and I just looked out this window, and I saw like four guys spawn in the same location, and I like I killed them all, and then I was like in first place to begin the game. Like that's the kind of bullshit that it was. Like it was just really, it was completely luck of the draw.
Okay. So people are gonna want to know, um, what makes right off the bat. I know it's still in its alpha, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's making this different from the other battlefields as far as gameplay is concerned?
Don't ask me.
I never was into the old like Battlefield 1 and 2, but like compared to Bad Company 2, it's going to be most like DICE's most recent multiplayer games, which are Medal of Honor and Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam. It's going to be like a combination of those, but then kind of just its base Battlefield, like super large maps with like a lot more vehicles than Bad Company 2 has. But like like the specific weapons and the feel of the weapons, kind of just like basic interface stuff, like how the game feels apart from like the main mechanics, like flying jets and more vehicles and stuff like that. It's gonna feel like it's Dice's most recent games, which are Medal of Honor and Vietnam, like I said. So
Okay. So was there anything else from day one? I think that's just about all we were able to cover in day one.
No, we didn't even go out that night or
Mine
anything
sucked.
stupid happened.
No, we didn't, because I mean, we're like old men, and we went and took naps and figured we didn't really
I
want
was so hungover that day.
Yeah, me too. I was sore like everywhere.
So okay, so let's go ahead and move to day two. Um, I knew day two, like right off the bat, that Skyrim was going to be what I needed to go to first. And did any of you guys get a chance to play Skyrim?
No.
No, man, I just
Nope.
wasn't down for waking up at 6 a.m. And going and waiting in line for 8 hours. But whatever floats your boat.
I know I already did like this detailed video on my thoughts on it, but I'm going to go ahead and say I think it's going to win Game of the Year.
I I I didn't even play it, and I figured it would probably win. You know what I mean? Some type of reward, just because Bethesda is just
They're nuts, man. And
yeah
this
they
is
that's their standard. Like they don't put anything out that sucks.
except for Fallout New Vegas, but
Well, I mean, it didn't suck. It just
it just wasn't
made
finished.
your Xbox explode every other day.
I played
Gross.
Oblivion for about 20 minutes and then was like, this is boring.
Are you serious?
It's
It's
dead
like one of those
serious.
addictions. You just have to know.
Yeah, I think it's just it's one of those things you're either into or not. And I mean, there aren't like it isn't like about high action.
Doesn't sound like Steve's into it.
I was like running out in a large field. I think I came across some ruins, and I was like, I'm probably running in the complete opposite direction than I'm supposed to, and I just don't care.
That's exactly what you're supposed to
Well,
do.
you gotta run around and steal everything. That's how I play all the Elder Scrolls. You just steal stuff.
And destroy random villages
You
for no
would
reason.
steal stuff.
Just punch somebody in the face and just, you know.
I just like it because there's I mean, you can beat the game, I guess, do the main storyline, but there's just so much to discover as far as how large the world is, and they're making this one even larger, and you can play it in like, I mean, I'm not sure if y'all sat there behind the people that were playing. Nobody
Yeah, I watched some of it.
Nobody played the same way. Like each different screen had a different race, a different, like with the dual wielding system, like a different weapon in each hand. Like everybody went about it a different way. I thought that was really interesting that everybody was tackling this game in a different way. I think it's going to be really interesting to play because no one's going to play the same way. And I like games like that. But
You gonna talk about what you played, or anything about what you did, or are you afraid you're gonna get shot by some?
I was kind of nervous in my video. I'm like, I didn't want to say too much, but
Okay.
I played a Nord just because I thought they looked cool, and I went with the shield and sword combo, just like doing the classic route. I want to see how they handled the classic route, and I literally ran around the whole time and killed everything I found. Like I killed an entire village for no reason, and it was pretty fun.
You're a bad person.
Well, I mean, what can I say? It's fun. So, what did y'all guys hit first thing day 2?
Trying to think.
Yeah, me too. I know we played
Ghost Recon.
Yes, we did. We all played that. My team actually beat the pants off of your team. I got a double kill in 4v4.
What are you talking about? I went 6-3 the first game and pooped all over you.
Yeah, I went 1-4 and then 3-4. But that 3-4, 2 of them was a double kill in 4v4. Get on my level.
I spent most of the time getting stuck behind stuff
Yeah.
and trying to aim, I think.
I put a lot of rounds into the cover that I was taking. Like, if I was behind the wall taking cover behind it, I couldn't figure out how to get around it, and so I therefore just shot shit out of the wall or the car or whatever it was.
That's my biggest pet peeve against third-person shooters is like a lot of the controls seem really glitchy and just hard to master like fluidly.
I just don't want to put the time into mastering those because they don't really apply at all when you go back to first person.
All right, Ghost Recon sucks. Next game.
So did it really suck? Well, like was that?
No.
Like
No.
I've looked into Future Soldier since like last year, and it got delayed. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. But then like you actually play it in a lot of these games too. You actually play it, and you're just like, I don't understand what they were hyping up, about this game. Because if you remember 3 or 4 months ago, people were tweeting out, oh my God, Ghost Recon Future Soldier has like millions of customization.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like, I just played it and I did not notice anything that was amazing.
That's it. Really? Whenever they had, what was it, E3, and they sat up there for the demonstration with the Kinect, and he just threw his arms apart, and all of a sudden the gun came apart, and then he could change the barrel out, and the suppressor out, and the grip out, and the stock out, and the receiver out, and all this kind of shit. But how really does that affect the gameplay? I mean, to me, they should focus a lot more on gameplay, which could have been badass as far as third-person shooters go. I just don't have that much experience with it. It wasn't as bad as like GoldenEye 007, which I was really pumped to play, like for real. And then just looking around,
we need
no,
to talk
dude, it
about
sucks.
that.
I'm like, no, dude, it's gonna be awesome. And it was a mission on the easiest difficulty that I got stuck in walls.
Fucking stuck in walls, dude.
I was just like, this is fucking stupid.
Like you wouldn't be able to jump over a desk because there's a fucking coffee cup sitting in the middle of it.
Like everybody's waiting in line for it and everything like that.
Maybe it was a really hot cup of coffee.
Yeah, maybe 007 knew, that he didn't want to spill that coffee on himself. So it was like, no, I will not go over this table.
Bro,
let's go get stuck in a wall.
For everything.
Somebody said, watch out for like the truck exploding, and I was like, what? So we were watching Goldie play, and the truck exploded, and the frames went from like 30 to like 5, and then he turned away and went back to normal.
And see, at that point, I know you want to put your game out in packs and get people excited about it, but I don't even want to look at that game ever again. Like, I don't care how much they butter that thing up. It was that bad. Why would you put that game out there for people to play?
Well, I think when I looked at that game when they were making it, it wasn't supposed to be like a brand new game. It's just supposed to be like a redo of GoldenEye with additional story, nothing extravagant. Like, it's supposed to be $40 when it comes out. So I don't think they, we're going to make it like some badass game that's going to compete,
So they're trying to do like a throwback?
Yeah, but it definitely did suck pretty bad. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so what else did we hit day 2? I think we hit Blacklight, right?
Y'all might have.
I don't know what it is about that game.
I hit. My roommate hit up FIFA 12, which he was really excited for, because he plays FIFA 11 quite a bit, and we played Madden 12, but that was on day 3. But I kicked his ass at Madden 12. It's the same. It's the same game since 2000. I mean, that's not going to change.
Yeah, there's really nothing to say about that. I mean, when it comes to new sports games coming out, I mean, did you notice any new feature?
I noticed it was not like it used to be with like switching line stunts and linebacker stunts and press coverages and stuff like that. You used to just be able to hit like the top button, which was when I played on PlayStation, like the first PlayStation or PlayStation 2. You just hit triangle and you press whatever direction, and that does the line shifts and everything. And now I sat there the whole game and still couldn't figure out how to do it. But
another thing you noticed I remember I was watching you guys play and play action plays are
no trash. You couldn't do it.
There's no point for them.
No, even the line, your offensive lineman couldn't block, or you just all you had to do was blitz, and whoever was blitzing was absolutely not biting on play action.
Yep, not at all.
Yeah, the only thing that he was positive about the sports game is on FIFA, which I don't know if any of you guys are a fan of, but the computer switches automatically to your defender closest to the ball, and maybe even offense. No, not offense, because you got to switch on the guy with the ball. So I guess the defender, whatever guy was closest to the ball, it switches automatically. So he was pretty excited about that, coming back home and realizing it didn't do that here.
Yeah.
I got nothing else to add as far as sports.
Last time I played a sports game was like NFL 2K6 or something on Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
Just 2K3.
Get on my level.
Did they make it just for you?
Yeah.
We played Mass Effect.
Mass Effect 3, yeah.
We used Jay's Media Pass, and this lady was like we told this girl who obviously was not happy that we wanted
6 people.
Yeah.
She was even more pissed off when I don't know what Dysfunction was doing the entire weekend, but he was always the one guy who got would drag behind the group, and then all of a sudden 5 minutes later we're like, we're missing somebody. And so we were all waiting. We get in from that lady who at the Mass Effect booth who is like, I don't know, like the head lady or whatever. And Jay flashed around his media badge, and we're like, oh yeah, cut in line, what's up? And
the
then
girl in line was like, oh my god, you guys are cutting! And we just like walked by her. And me and Steve stole a code.
People were getting angry.
Yeah.
Well, you wait, like Steve said in his commentary, you wait in line for hours to hurry up and get there so you can wait in line. Again.
Oh, day 2 in the morning for SKYRIM. I had to get buff on a kid. I had to get right up in his face and say, this is not going to happen. You've extended your conversation with the person in front of me for far too long. Go to the back of the line.
Just go cut in a line of a game that sucks.
Yeah, like y'all did for Battlefield.
Yeah, I feel bad now. Because the kid behind me was staring at me. And I did cut. There was no getting around it. I cut about an hour out of that line, and he was just staring at me the whole time. And then I had to play with him in co-op, which was the worst part. Because I'm sitting there playing with him. I'm like, bro, I'm down. I'm down. Hello?
No support for cutters, bitch.
Why?
Hear that over the mic.
Strike, and then the guy behind us is giving us crap, and then Jericho and T-Mart came over, and they're like, oh my god, and he just totally forgot, and I was like, whew.
There you go. You just got to put a shiny light in front of him.
Bro, it's okay, we're on YouTube.
Gotta dangle that young meat.
Like that kid with the machinima posters. Do y'all know who we are?
That guy had no idea. He just talked to his idols, man. Is all I'm saying.
And that's what happened. It's this kid with the respawn noob tube. It was like this poster container, and Steve just wanted to know where the kid got it. And the kid was like, "Oh, I was here last year, man." And he just walks away. And Steve was like, "I wonder if he knows he just met his idols."
He had no idea.
So, Ernie, it sounded like you weren't that big of a fan of Blacklight.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant I was just really surprised that we were so obsessed with it. Of all games there.
I think because it was the
we
most
actually got to
accessible.
play it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing. I actually got to, whenever I wanted, I could go over there to the Alienware arena and just jump in there and get a free grenade, which is like the stupidest fucking piece of swag I've ever heard of.
Oh my god.
They're gonna give these kids that are getting ready to go on an airplane all over the United States fake grenades. Whose
Sit back
idea was
Seattle
that?
Customs for like hours on Sunday. Everybody had to. I can't believe you wanted to put that grenade in my car.
I did. I put it in your trunk.
God.
Put it in your trunk. Don't go to Canada anytime soon.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, you never know when that's going to come in handy. One day it will. And you'll look back on this moment and you'll say, thanks, Merrill.
That
Thank
was
you.
ridiculous.
All right, so let's actually talk about Blacklight. What'd y'all like about it?
It looked like a real game, and it was free. I mean, you can't have that high of expectations for a free-to-play, but, that was a pretty well put together game for a free-to-play game. And I think it was a great move for them to go PC because the Blacklight Tango Down for Xbox Live Arcade was complete shit, in my opinion. But this game seems like a completely new, different, much better game, and it's free.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm not much of a PC gamer, but I really enjoyed that game. I really thought it was good. And if you don't know what it is, it's this new shooter coming out that's free to play. And I mean, how are they expecting to monetize on this?
Make money off of attachments, camo.
Yeah, I
Um,
think they're going to be doing microtransactions, right?
I'm going to assume that
They
that's
call
the
it
case
freemium.
because there's 8 million attachments that you can add.
Yeah,
If you guys didn't catch or notice that, like there's literally like 10 different categories of different things that you can add, and then there's obviously like all of the different things within it. So
I think that's a smart move. I really do. I think they're going to end up making more money because of how solid of a game it was, at least for the demo that we played. I think the mech was kind of a distraction. Like, I mean, wasn't that great of an aspect of the game to get inside of that mech?
Yeah.
But the
I don't
visor.
feel like I know how to like all of the things to do in that game. Like I still never really understood like those kind of power up stations. Like I didn't really know what to do, and I always felt like I was wasting my points and stuff. So
Yeah,
I think like with that game, like you have that thermal vision thing, which you use. You're like, oh my god, I can kill everybody. But then you think about it, you're like, they have that too. So it kind of makes you want to play smarter, and that's kind of what I liked about it. It's like
yes.
you have all this power, you have all these things you can do, or you can buy all these things, but keep in mind that they can do the same thing as well.
It makes you want to keep moving.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what's so great about it. Like, you don't want to, and there's no taking advantage of a kill cam or something like that by staying scoped in or something like that. Like, it's just, people are going to know where you are no matter what. So you got to keep moving, and you got to play smart. You're right. I really do like that. But was there anything else at day 2? At least at PAX?
No,
Let's think.
not at PAX because we went in kind of early.
We did? No, on day 1 we did.
No, day 2 we did because we had to be back for. Wait, did I get painted day 2? I did get painted day 2.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah,
told
I
you.
won on
Yeah.
Friday. I found out I won G4's zombie contest, which all I had to do was like G4 had a link to a website and just submit some god awful zombie jokes. And apparently nobody else submitted because there's no way mine should have won. And yeah, we went after lunch. It took about 30 minutes or whatever, and they painted me like that, like you see the picture. And I just went and trolled Ernie because he was apparently terrified or embarrassed, or
I was embarrassed.
you were not embarrassed.
Dude, you know how we saw the craziest stuff at PAX. and I just didn't want to be like one of those dudes
No.
who had that guy
The guy with them?
with that thing.
Yeah, but it was for G4, dude.
Yeah, tell him about your shower.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to tell him about the cab ride back, because the cab driver was pretty fucking funny.
That was pretty good.
Like, we trolled everybody on the cab ride back. And I don't know, apparently everybody walks in Seattle. I don't know. There's just a shit ton of people on the side of the road. The cab driver would, like, swerve at him, and I've got my head hanging out the window. The cab driver pulled up next to people. That one guy in the truck, he would never look at me. I'm just trying not to laugh the entire time. And cab driver's laying on his horn. All of a sudden, he stares at me, and both of us are just staring at each other with, like, no expression whatsoever. Like, it lasted like a complete 3-4 seconds, just no expression. And I bust out laughing, like I couldn't stand it anymore. Ernie and Jake were in the back, like crying, laughing at that point. I guess I don't know. And yeah, I freaking lost it.
That was worth it.
And yeah. And then I went back to the hotel and literally scrubbed my face for an hour, and didn't get everything off. Like my face was raw.
That's
and
what she said.
bruised and shit. That was not what she said. She said nothing of the sort.
All for days.
So Ernie, you were pretty hungry after that.
It was miserable.
What happened to us?
I was gonna.
What happened to us,
okay,
Ernie?
just let me say this. I have like not a routine, but like I have to eat. Like,
Ernie,
you know, I can't just like
crumpet
eat
when
one
you
meal
eat.
and then not eat like Steve does. So,
Okay.
so anyway, we're walking, and
We're more like we're kind of walking. You're kind of like marching in front of us, like Ernie eat, Ernie eat, Ernie eat. Like
well, I
in
was like,
some
where do you
kind of
guys want to go? And
trance
then
or
you guys
something.
said, I don't know, you decide. And I was like, fuck it.
First
Turn
turn
around.
on the left, right here. Oh, this looks good.
Turn
No,
around because I
it
saw
was
this
more
nice.
contemplating it for a second or two because there was like this, restaurant with open windows, like open
A male and
garage
a
door type
female
of things. Like it looked
having a
very
date.
welcoming. And here's
Bingo.
Ernie, like, about to throw a temper tantrum or whatever, like, because he hadn't eaten anything in a while. And then he's like, should we eat here? And all of us guys are like, I don't know. And
Well,
then
you
finally, like, I'm like,
pawns
okay,
followed
fine,
me.
let's do it. Ernie's gonna freak out if he doesn't eat anything. So we went in, and yeah, that was the beginning to
So
a
I
great
was like,
night.
oh, this host is clearly, he probably swings one, the other way. I was like, that's fine,
You mean he enjoys penises?
he loves dudes. And so we sit down, and Steve and Jake thought they noticed it first, but I was pretty sure I noticed it and just didn't say
I'm
anything.
pretty sure we noticed it first.
No, I looked at
Pretty
the
sure I
bartender
noticed it
before
last.
anybody saw him, and I was like, okay, that dude's really jacked and buff. That dude's wearing a wife beater. Then I was like, that guy's wearing a wife beater and he's the bartender. Then I look around at the host again, and he's just like frolicking or whatever he was doing. And then
Well,
Steve says,
He
"This is
tweets.
a gay bar."
dude, me and Jake figured it out like 5 minutes before I tweeted it and said anything aloud. Me and Jake were sitting on the end of the table and we're like just kind of talking. This is like right after the waiter came and sat us down. I mean, he clearly was like flamboyantly gay. Like it was no, I
He
don't think
loved
anybody
dudes.
didn't know. And then me and Jake are just kind of like right as we sat down, we're just kind of sitting there, kind of talking, just kind of like looking around too. And I think because we're sitting on the end of the table, both of us looked or had like, the best view on the bar. And we looked at the bartender, and he was this huge, tan, jacked, very masculine, very gorgeous Italian stallion
Hair
kind
gel
of
and
guy.
everything.
And then he's wearing a wife beater. And then that was like the first big sign, right? And then it was also, and so it was like a bartender, the fact that they're playing Lady Gaga,
Which
on
Sweat was so
repeat.
excited about.
Wait a minute. That's the only place in Seattle I got my Gaga fixed, so I
Look,
wasn't complaining about
look
that.
around the rest of the restaurant, see a couple more waiters wearing all guys. The only
Oh, yeah.
women in there were one or two girls that were at the table who were like, "Oh yeah, come on into this regular heterosexual bar." Like
I like how
those were
the light bulb went off for different people at different times, and it's like we all came in, And we saw the guy who sat us down, and he was obviously gay. And we're like, that's weird, but not really. And we sit down, and then I'm looking at the photos of the wall, and I'm like, there is a photo with about 6 naked dudes in it. That's weird.
There are dicks all over this wall. No big deal.
Oh, look,
No big
there's
deal.
a rainbow-colored flag. That is so weird.
And then Lady
Well,
Gaga was
why
on a
are those-
repeat.
Why are those guys hugging from behind? I don't understand.
That's weird.
And then we all calmed down, except for Ben. He was just like
Ben was not
he's seen
calm.
a ghost.
Sweat was legitimately uncomfortable. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Oh, and I mean, I was saying something about the brunette at the bar from the night before, and right as the host leans over Merrell's shoulder, Merrill goes, "Yeah, what was his name again?" Or something just fucking ridiculous. At that moment I got mad.
And then I was like, okay, just calm down, keep your cool. A minute later,
He
then
pulled
what
the
did I
sheriff,
turned
right?
to Ben and I was like, does anybody want to share anything? And I was like, damn it. And then
Yes, I
Merrill
would like to
goes,
share a plate
yeah,
with
I'd
you.
like to
For
share a
sharing or
sausage.
not sharing.
Oh, I just decided to go with it. I ordered a scuttlebutt beer. This felt
Mr.
appropriate.
Fancy Pants.
I was referred to as Fancy Pants a couple of times, I think. Yeah, I enjoyed it. That was a highlight of the PAX trip. And the menu was like the worst thing ever. It was like macaroni
Yeah.
and cheese and chicken nuggets. Yes,
They
we are a
sugared our
restaurant.
fries.
Bro, that
They
was
put
like
sugar on our fries.
what can we
I think he
what
was
can
hitting
we
on
stick
you.
in the microwave menu?
You want
And yes,
some
they did
sugar?
put sugar on fries. That was weird.
Okay, so that was day 2 at night. I think we met up with a couple of other people.
Yeah, and
Oh no, you
that was
missed
bad.
right as we left. We had
Oh,
literally
yeah.
walked like 2 blocks, and a group of about 8 gay men walked past us, and one of them literally said this: "I always dress like a whore, and then I just get so cold. Oh my gosh."
And that's right when right after we're talking about that place. Remember on that corner?
Oh, yeah.
They start
I think at that point I took
following
off
up the
running.
hill.
This is a long
I think
PTY. Holy shit, we're only on day 2.
Dude, it's fine.
Time
This
Time
is
flies
worth
when
it.
you're talking about dicks, man.
And we didn't even talk about meeting Hutch and Nanners and Sark and all those guys.
And they had read our tweets.
Oh, did they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
man.
Jericho said something to me. I don't remember what he said, but I was
Like
like,
Steve's was the
yeah.
best because everybody was putting the tag around Twitter at that moment.
It really was.
It was called That Awkward Moment. That was the tag. And the trending topic anyway. And Steve put it right. That awkward moment when you realize you're in a gay bar.
Well, I mean, it was fabulous. You know, it was
The timing was great.
If I
definitely
never hear
just
you say that
super
word again, it'd be fantastic.
fabulous, super.
Yeah.
Splendid.
So can we skip to day 3? Day 3 wasn't even exciting.
No,
Like
You
honestly,
guys had to leave.
I was in pain on day 3, man.
Pro Packs tip: don't go day 3.
Oh, you didn't talk about day 2 night.
What else did we miss? We met up with
Well,
We met up with the big dogs.
the big
Sausage
dogs. Yeah.
twisted it up and hung out, right?
Basically the Machinima Respawn like show crew. So Hutch, Nanners, Sark, and then Constant was there as well from Machinima Sports, and those guys were all super chill and cool. And it was kind of nice to get away from like the big group of people because there's so
Yes.
many YouTubers there, and that was kind of like the older crew. Like everyone was kind of like I don't know 20,
Kids.
at least 24ish or older, I think. And so that was kind of cool to just chill with less people, and then people who are more our age, I think, and yeah, and then you made it all awkward by buying everyone's drinks.
I did not mean to do that.
All
Like
eyes on-
honestly,
I thought it
okay.
was. I didn't think it was too bad. Except Hutch was like, "What?"
I know, and like I didn't
Really?
even know I was
To
buying
kinda make
Hutch's
it
drink.
a little
Like,
bit more awkward than it needed to be.
all right, so here's what happened. I was talking to OG Constant for like an hour, and I was already wasted at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there, and I'm very generous when I'm wasted. No, me and OG Constant were talking like all these cities that we've been to. We've been to a lot of the same places, and so like at the end of the night, he's going to pay for his tab, and the dude was drinking Maker's Mark the whole time. So it was kind of pricey. I mean, I'm not gonna say how much it was, but it wasn't like that much, to where a person
I was surprised
could
it wasn't more, to be honest.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't that much to where it would be completely awkward to be that generous, in my opinion. So I was like, dude, just buy me lunch tomorrow and I'll pick this up. No big deal, because for some reason his card wasn't going through. And it wasn't because he didn't have the money. It was just because I don't know how many people have this problem with their banks where if you spend too much in a different city, they'll cut you off.
Yeah.
So that was the situation. So I was like, no problem. I'll pick it up, buy me lunch tomorrow. And all of a sudden, like, all of the big machinima guys are coming over saying, hey, thanks for buying me drinks. And I'm like, well, number one, y'all hardly drank anything because that wasn't a big tab. And number two, I'm like, you're welcome.
A 650 Bud Light or
Oh,
Bud.
yeah, dude. Like,
670.
especially at that bar.
Yeah. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, so I felt awkward because, I didn't want him to think, like, hey, I'm going to buy everybody's drinks so I get to meet these guys. Like, that's the only reason I felt awkward at the end of the night. So yeah, that was that.
I got Sark's number, and then I lost my phone.
And then you lost your phone.
So now he's going to be
God.
so pissed that you didn't call him, you whore.
I think it was like really anticipating that magic battle.
No, we'll talk about day 3.
Sark told me to tell you to fuck off, Ernie.
I'm pretty sure he didn't say that.
He wouldn't. He's like
All
the
right,
nicest guy ever.
So
Yeah.
day 3 can be the shortest. Honestly, like, that was the worst day for lines. We tried to get into play. All of us, I think, tried to get into play BioWare's new MMO, the Star Wars game.
Yeah, the Old Republic.
And-
Literally, the line filled up and was cut off within the first minute of the doors opening.
And that's after we waited in the line for an hour, just for packs to open.
Yeah, and I really thought that wasn't going to be the case. I thought that most of the people were going to be gone. We were going to be able to play what we got to play, and that day 3 was going to have a point, and it just didn't. Like, if you didn't play the games that you wanted to play at that point, it just wasn't going to happen because everybody was ready to wait in line.
Every single
But we
line.
couldn't.
Every single line.
Couldn't.
Every single
Just-
game.
Nope. Denied.
Yeah, and I think the only game that I really played on day 3 was Tribes, and I fucking hated it.
That's too hard.
That's when I played Madden, and we played Resistance again. We played the new map for Resistance after they had a couple of patches. Merrill, even you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it, but again, I think it was at that point was because I actually got to play a video game, and I was happy about it.
Me and Ernie didn't really do anything until
That's
after
not
you
true.
guys had left. I was like, dude, I'm done. I literally just want to sit here and wait until the respawn guys come because we're gonna get back on Blacklight, and so that's what we did after you guys took off. As me and Ernie went and played Blacklight some more in the upstairs PC free play area, and I think they filmed for a Respawn or Inside Gaming episode or something, which is going to be a little bit awkward if I show up in it a lot because I know they're going to like label it a Respawn thing, and then it'll be like, oh yeah, Respawn directors and Steve from IGN.
I was the only Yoush motherfucker there.
Well, Bash was
How
from
did that not come
PlayStation
up
too.
on
But I mean,
that
like that kind of moment was a little bit strange.
Yeah, and that was day 3.
That was
We
literally
played-
all that happened.
I like pissed somebody off in my commentary because I said we played Guild Wars 2, Steve. Like, we just walked up and played it in the cage. And people were like waiting all day at the Guild Wars booth to play that.
People
Dude,
were
that
insane
was-
about that game.
That cage
Yeah.
was money. People didn't know about that because
Yeah.
it was a cage and there's bleachers in there, and it was literally like you would just wait for the people to get, like, the people would be on it playing, and you would just wait for those people to get off, and then you could play it.
It was pretty cool. Even though Steve was like, I don't even know what Guild Wars.
Dude, I had the hardest
I don't
time
play it.
playing that in a lot of the games where you had to stand up, like the PC stuff, because
Yeah.
I'm like 8 feet tall, and those podium things or whatever they're resting on are like meant for Optic J, who's like 4 feet tall, and so I'm like bending down, and my wrist was literally hurting the entire time playing because of the angle that it was at. It was kind of bad.
Yeah. So usually we move on to a shoot the shit topic, but I think we did that the entire freaking time.
Oh, I got a good idea.
Okay.
Dicks.
What do you think is going to be good that is not a big name title? or something like Sky. You can't say Skyrim. You can't say.
I think Blacklight. Honestly, I think
The
that's
only thing we can say is Blacklight because
Dude,
that's the
Prey
only
2.
non.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but I'm like
Oh,
nuts
but
over that.
Bro,
Yeah.
World of Tanks. Get on my level.
No, that game. I played the beta. That game sucks.
I
But-
do have something that I do want to say for the shoot the shit topic, is that people need to work on their damn personal hygiene.
Oh my goodness.
There was a
Because-
moment I brushed up against somebody and definitely got arm sweat.
Ugh.
Passed along. Just throwing that out there.
Steve didn't brush his teeth for 2 days.
Fucking so bad. It was, oh my god.
It's like, how did people skip that put the deodorant on between putting all the costume and other shit that they were putting on?
It's like you'd be
It's
walking,
like
and then
mist-
all of a sudden, yeah, you'd get smacked in the face with just asshole. Like
Yeah.
this
I,
smell.
I don't mind asshole here and there, but I want it to be on my terms, you know?
Or clean.
I think
I
I
walked
made a
up
reference
to,
in a tweet that I think this is the most appropriate. Picture old Cheetos and burnt asshole.
That's an accurate. That's an accurate statement.
Well, that's also kind of good. But...
Bro,
No, I walked into.
Bro, you're making me hungry, man.
I walked into Chiz and Trevor's room when on Saturday night, and there's like 3 or 4 people already sleeping. I walked in. I thought somebody murdered a bunch of guys who hadn't showered in a week, and then barfed, and then took a dump on top of them. Like it was. I felt like somebody just punched me in the face with. I don't even know how to explain it. It was so bad. And like they were just like fine, like, hey, what's up, man? Like, dude, you,
What's up? Come on in.
yeah, you smell like garbage face. I don't know. It was
Yeah, that's
Pretty-
the only other comment I have. Is just I got hit with some very interesting smells.
No. Wear shoes. Bring one of those little tripod little seat thingies, like the little fold-out seats. Don't wear flip-flops.
cut.
Oh,
Bring-
Yeah,
Don't
which by the way,
right
I'm going to be
ring.
going to the hospital tomorrow because I might need surgery on my ankle again. That's great.
Don't stay 2 miles away in the gay ghetto neighborhoods.
Yes.
All right, now okay. That's all I've got.
Any other PAX tips?
You got to cut. Bring cash. Bring shoes. Bring a
B21.
backpack.
Nah, I don't know.
Roll in
Heck.
groups of 3 or less.
Yeah. In case you get rolled up by some like some gay thugs or something like that. Could have been really bad
Yeah.
if we weren't all together.
Attack me.
Don't leave your phone in a cab.
Or your gunner optics in a cab.
Oh fuck, man! I don't even want to talk about that. I'm still so mad. I'm so mad. I called them like every hour on the hour, and if for those who don't know, I left a pair of gunner optics. Just bought them, still in the bag, in the taxi cab. Called like 5 minutes after the taxi left to try and get it back, and I called every hour for the rest of the time I was there.
Those are definitely more valuable than my cell phone.
Don't
Yeah,
let
that's-
strangers use your
dude.
phone.
That sucks. And as soon as it happened, as soon as you realize it, I'm like, you're not gonna get it back.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
That sucked, dude. Anyway, I hope that my computer can handle rendering this long of an episode. I really hope so. But do y'all have anything y'all want to say before we end the episode?
No, Steve, Ernie, Jake, because Jake's in the string right now. It was a pleasure staying with you guys.
Jake,
I
awesome
will
dude to
cuddle.
hang out with. Everybody check out In the Works Media. Why did you go with It's in the Works? You're confusing me.
Yeah, it's just In the Works Media.
Yes, In the Works Media. And yeah, Ernie, Steve, y'all got anything?
Sweat looks nothing like his Twitter profile pic.
That was 8 years ago. It's a well-known fact on this episode.
Dude, you took that to heart.
I did. I got my feelings hurt a couple times.
All I have to say is it was pleasure meeting all of you guys. I look forward to going to a gay bar again with
Can't
all
wait.
of you. So
It was a
yes.
restaurant. Before 10 p.m., it's a restaurant.
with
After
dicks in
10
the food. So
It was fabulous. I don't
Sausage abroad. It was great.
Yeah.
Never again.
All right, guys, this is episode 24 with IXI Sweat, ErnestLe, SteveSchwindt. This is our Merrill out here. Bye. That's it. Fuck, that was like seriously an hour long.
Yeah, it was.